is my home? Where is my highway now? Where is my road?
The reason we are on this road here today, and we've stopped in this particular part of the road, where we could have started at the end of the road, which is a half a mile back. I have lodged a claim with the Treaty of Waitangi for the return of this piece of land here, consisting of some 13 acres between the river, which is where the trees are, to the road here. This land here is granted by the government to the hapu of Ngāti Haupoto. And my mother's Ngāti Haupoto and I'm Ngāti Haupoto, and my children and grandchildren who are here with me today are Ngāti Haupoto. This is where I lived with my mother and grandmother on this piece of land. Grew up, we were all born and raised here. There's been issues with the land. All this land here is Ngāti Haupoto, north of the river. South of the river is the land of the hapu of Ngāti Tawhitinui. This portion of Ngāti Haupoto was left to the hapu, my mother's hapu, to live on. And this is where she lived with her mother and her children. It's pretty hard to talk about sometimes what happened here. But an injustice was done here to my mother by the present occupier of this land, a man who I tried to speak to over the years, a man who completely ignored me. And when I wrote letters, when I grew up, when I became old enough to go, I had to go away to work. We all had to, but I never left here. I went away to work, but I never left here. My mother was still living in our little home and sometime after that, she also left. She was getting old. She came to live by my sister in Palmerston North, and she left our little home and went away just because my sister wanted to be a bit closer to her, and that's all right. Her little home was still here, and then not long after that, the present occupier of this land, when she left here, I wrote a letter to the farmer here, saying, whatever you do, leave our little house alone because I'm coming back to it. But of course, I told him to get in touch with me. I was living in the South Island then. He never answered it. I wrote him another letter. I still have those letters, dated in the 1970s, some 40 years ago now. But of course, he ignored them. And then I was working in the South Island shearing, and then I heard somebody had been home here and saw me and said that they asked me if I'd been home just recently. I said, no, I hadn't been home for a wee while, but I'm going back soon as I get time off work. He said, oh, the old home's gone now, there's nothing there. I said, what do you mean? He said, oh, it's just nothing there, it's just been destroyed and bulldozed, and there was only a heap of ashes there. So I wasn't happy about that. So I came back to see the person. I met him on the road here. That was 14 years ago, actually, that day, approximately around about that. And I thought I wanted to ask him why he had done, and why he had done this. I said, I didn't know what his reaction would be when I approached him. I hadn't seen him for years, but as soon as he realised what I was here for, to talk about Mum's home and this piece of land here, he told me in no uncertain terms, this is not your land and I will not allow you to come back here. That's what he told me to my face. So I could do that, and he then turned his back on me and walked away and left me standing on the road just further down here. So since then I have lodged my claim with the Waitangi Tribunal to take up my case on behalf of me, my mother, my grandchildren, my mokopuna and tamariki.
Where my justice? Oh, tell me somebody.
My older brother had gone away shearing, and he said, come away, try the shearing out. So I left to take up shearing, and I always returned home here. I'd come back when I got time off work to see my mother. My two younger sisters and younger brother were still here, a bit younger than me. And then eventually they went away to work. My mother remained living here, but I always came back here to see her. Mum became old and was living here on her own. And she didn't milk the cows anymore, and she lived here on her own. And my sister was always a bit concerned about her living here on her own. No close family. So Mum went to live by our sister in Palmerston North and just left the little house here. And then after that, the man who farms here today thought we'd gone for good.
So what happened with the house?
He burnt it down. Well, I wasn't here the day he did it, but when I came back it was gone. It was either bulldozed, and it was bulldozed, and obviously the remains of it were burnt, I suppose. Contrary to what they think, when my grandmother died and my mother died, they thought that would be the last of us, that we all gone for good. No, I never left here. I've never left here. I always said I'll be coming back here to my home. Look at it. Where is it? You can't see any sign of it now, can you?
No, but it wasn't his property.
No, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm about. It's not his property.
So what happened when you came back, when you heard the news that the house was burned down? What happened? What did you do?
I came back to confront him personally, just talk to him. So I wanted to see, I told you, I said to him, you knew I was coming back here. Why did you do this? I asked him on the road. He was over there on the end of the road, and I came down this road and I saw him. I stopped my car and got out to talk to him. I shook hands with him. I said, hello, how are you, Peter? They're still here. Why aren't we? We never interfered with them. I never want their land. There's plenty of land. Te whiri o Rongamai and Tohokaki and Titoko Waru, they weren't against anybody settling on this land. But the trouble is they want to own it and remove us off it. His people off it. We are his people. We're their people. I'm a New Zealander. This is where the home stood. Look at this. I haven't been here. This track has only been put in the last 12 months. This saddens me. This used to be an old big wooden gate here, an old fence, an old farm wooden gate. Used to be here. That used to be about a year ago this track was put in. I was here about 18 months ago, and it was just still a bare paddock like that side there. And then my son rang me, about 12 months ago, and he said, Dad, you won't. Do you know what they've done down the old place? I said, no. He said they've put a track and an underpass at the river here. This is shocking. This should never have happened. Yes. This is where my mother's home was, right here, Dick. About here. And it would be about in the little kitchen that she had with a little wooden stove. I suppose I'm standing in the spot now where Father Keegan baptised me. There used to be a garden around here with peach trees, fruit trees. Used to be lovely willow trees all on the bank here and tree ferns. It wasn't like that. That's shocking. There's not a stick of wood on cover there, just grass. This used to be big tree ferns growing here. There was a big tall mamaku who grew here. It was I don't know how old it was. Old as anything, and it came up when the fronds used to come around. You could see it from the road. They sprayed everything sprayed all the trees, everything. The Fleming whānau, they farmed this land here, see? See the river there? Pongareri, they farmed this land here on the right here. That was the Fleming land. but not that. And then when my father died, his nephew, who inherited the Fleming land, took our mother's piece.
Yeah, because the lawyers didn't, when Jim died,
You see, well,
there's been a golden handshake down the line.
yeah, there's something, what do you call it, illegal, or something has been covered up.
Yeah.
The government broke it up for farming, that's fair enough, and they put a little sides pieces like this. And we accepted that. Yeah, we're not greedy people, as long as we've got somewhere to live. So, but today I come back here with my children and grandchildren. I stand on this road here. And when I go on to the little bit of land left to us, I'm a trespasser. They look upon me, they would regard me as a trespasser.
You're not.
No, I know, but by law, I could be removed for walking around the paddock there. What am I doing there, they'll say to me.
Where is my cross? My cross, my cross. And who will be my witness if you see them? Tell them to run. Will they run? Will they walk? Will they walk? Will they say that I'm okay?